These are your 1.4 notes on linear equations in two variables. Now here's our next form. This is called the point-slope form of a line. This means that the line actually has this slope and passes through the point x1, y1. So, if you are ever asked to find the equation of a line, that's when you use this formula. Find the equation of the line that passes through the given points. Write the equation in standard form and slope-intercept form. We may need a little more room on this page, but let's see how we do. So before we can use this formula, we need to find the slope of these 2 points, or the line that connects them. So slope is equal to y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So we end up with negative 8 over 1, or negative 8. So we have our slope. Now we use this formula. It does not matter which point you use. Y minus y1, I'll just use that first point, equals m times x minus x1. Okay, let's clean this up a little bit. We'll just come over here. Y minus 5 is equal to, I'm going to distribute my negative 8, and that's going to be plus a positive. So negative 8x minus 16, and then we add 5 to both sides. So we get y equals negative 8x minus 11. Now this is the slope-intercept form of the line. How do we get this into standard form? So this is our slope-intercept. To put that in standard form, we need to add 8x to both sides, and we get 8x plus y equals negative 11. This would be the standard form of the line. Just for future reference, standard form is ax plus by equals c. Okay? So how about those two from the previous page? I just transferred them to our new page here. We have slope is equal to y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So we get 0 over negative 8, which is 0. If we have a 0 as our slope, then we automatically know it's going to be y equals some number. See, here we have a 5 in the y position, and here we have a 5 in the y position. That means we can go straight to our answer, y equals 5. However, what if we don't really remember that? We can still use our formula, y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. So we have y minus 5 equals, well, what is 0 times all of this? It's just 0, right? And if you add 5 to both sides, you still end up with y equals 5. So that's going to be the equation, and this is considered standard form and slope-intercept form. So having said all of that, can you just look at this one and tell me the answer? We have 3's in the x position, so we can go straight to x equals 3. This does not have a slope-intercept form, it's only standard form. What if you didn't think of doing that? Slope is equal to y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So you end up with 10 over 0, which is undefined. This is one of those you just have to remember. If it's undefined, it's going to be a vertical line, which is defined as x equals some number. So what if we have parallel lines? What do we know about parallel lines? We know that they don't have any points in common. If they're parallel, then they're slanted the same direction, which means they also have the same slope, and they never cross or they never intersect. So what if you are asked to find the equation of the line in standard form that passes through the point 1, -4 and is parallel to this line? Well, what slope does this line have? This line has slope 3. If they are parallel, then the line that I want that goes through this point also has slope 3. So I use my point slope formula. Y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. Clean it up a little bit. They want it in standard form, so let's keep that in mind. Y plus 4 equals 3x minus 3. We can go ahead and subtract 4, because if we do that, we actually get the point in, or the equation in slope-intercept form. That's not what we want though. We want standard form. So y equals 3x minus 7. We need to subtract 3x from both sides. That ends up being negative 3x plus y equals negative 7. Now you would think you're finished. However, for standard form, your leading coefficient, this a that's right here, needs to be positive. So we're going to get 3x, if you multiply everything by negative 1, 3x minus y equals 7. How about this one? Find the equation of the line in slope-intercept form that passes through 2, 4 and is parallel to y equals negative 1/2 x plus 9. We know that we want them to be parallel. Our slope is going to be negative 1/2. So fill in the formula. Y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. So y minus 4 equals, distribute your negative 1/2, negative 1/2 x, and negative 1/2 times negative 2 is positive 1. This time they want it in slope-intercept form, so all I have to do is add 4 to both sides. This is 0. Y is equal to negative 1/2 x plus 5. This is the equation of the line in slope-intercept form. So what do we know about perpendicular lines? Well, first of all, they intersect at right angles, or at a right angle, and they have slopes that are opposite reciprocals. That means if the slope of one line is 4, then the slope of the other line would be negative, because they have to be opposite, and 1/4 because they have to be reciprocals. It just means flip it over. So find the equation of the line in standard form that passes through the point negative 2, 1 and is perpendicular to the line 3x minus 4y equals 8. So before we do anything, we have to find out what the slope of this line is. So let's go ahead and subtract 3x from both sides. So negative 4y is equal to negative 3x plus 8. Divide both sides by negative 4, and we get y is equal to 3/4 x minus 2. So the slope of this line is 3/4. But what is the slope of the line that we want? It's the opposite reciprocal of this slope, because we want them to be perpendicular. So it's the opposite reciprocal. So now we plug everything into the formula. Y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. clean it up a little bit. So we have y minus 1 equals negative 4/3 x. Negative 4/3 times 2 is negative 8/3. So minus 8/3. At this point, you actually have a couple of choices. I think since we're trying to put it in standard form, we know we can't have any fractions. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to multiply everything by 3. That'll get rid of these fractions. So I get 3y minus 3 equals negative 4x minus 8. Now I need to do a couple of things here and I'm running out of room. So what I'm going to do is add 4x to both sides and add 3 to both sides. So I end up with 4x plus 3y is equal to negative 5. This is the equation of the line in standard form that passes through the point negative 2, 1 and is perpendicular to this line. Let's do one more. Find the equation of the line in slope-intercept form of the line through negative 2, 1 and is perpendicular to 2x minus y equals 8. Well, let's first find the slope of this line. So subtract 2x from both sides. We get negative y equals negative 2x plus 8. Divide everything by negative 1. And we get y equals 2x minus 8. So the slope of this line is 2. But we want the slope that's perpendicular to that one. So the slope of the line that we want is negative 1/2. Plug it into the formula. Y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. Y minus 1 equals negative 1/2. Negative 1/2 times 2 is negative 1. Add 1 to both sides. They both go to 0. So we get y equals negative 1/2 x. This is the equation of the line in slope-intercept form.